Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? And this is another video I like to call Things I Do Not Care About. And this is Things I Don't Care About for April 2016. So let's jump right into it. Number one, Prince is dead, which I think kind of sucks. Normally I don't really, comment on when a celebrity dies or something, and most of the time it's like I don't really care. This sucks though. Prince, I always liked Prince. I was a fan of his music, so that really kind of stinks. I liked him ever since I was a kid, even until even when he started getting weird and changed his name to a symbol, and the artist formerly known as Prince or whatever, he was still pretty cool. He's got some a very, very high proportion of awesomeness in his songs. So that's sad, and as of this video, they still don't know, they haven't said what caused it, and it's that's really messed up. So condolences to Prince's family, and he was a legend. So anyway, moving on. Let's get to some shit that I can make fun of. All right, let's see. Bruce Jenner and everything about Bruce Jenner and him and everything about him and his extended family, I just do not give a shit about. Bruce Jenner is he's the bullshit news story that won't die. Every fucking couple of weeks he just pops back up for one stupid fucking reason or another. Bruce Jenner thinks this, or Bruce Jenner does that, or Bruce Jenner's apparently there's some story about how his fucking, limo driver is changing his name to Bruce Jenner because, the name is masculine. It's just, I don't care. Why is shit like that on the news? It's just fluffy bullshit that just wastes your time. It's fucking, ridiculous. What else? What else happened? Whitewashing the Oscars. This was something that came up right around, with the last Academy Awards a few months ago. And some people were complaining that there just weren't enough black people in the Oscars this year, and it's that's bullshit. I don't think there was any conspiracy this year to keep black people from winning the Oscars. I think there just weren't any good movies that had black people in them, if you look at past years, there have been past years where there's been a lot of black people, a lot of, African Americans have won recently. So I don't think that there's the fucking Oscar committee or whatever has been taken over by white supremacists or some shit. It's no, just, make some better movies, and then maybe there'll be some black people that win Oscars next year. What the hell? Kanye West thinks that Bill Cosby is innocent. Who cares? Who cares what Kanye West thinks? See, that's what I don't understand. That guy, alright, so that guy is so famous. Kanye West, he's so famous that he can make an opinion on a subject that he has nothing to do with at all, and then that becomes a headline in the news. I just don't understand that shit. X-Hamster is cutting off access to North Carolina because of the anti-trans bathroom law. So this is a story that's been out there for a bit. I was actually thinking of making a video about this. There's a law in North Carolina where and it was designed to prevent trans men from using women's bathrooms, from using the bathroom that they identify their gender as, because Republicans there are retarded, and they think it's gonna legalize raping little girls or some shit. It's just complete bullshit. And so North Carolina passed this really, really draconian law that allows people to discriminate based on your religion. So now any employer can discriminate for pretty much any, about anything and just claim it's their religion. It's oh, well, I don't want to pay for your, I don't want my health insurance to pay for your contraception because it's against my religion. And you know what I mean? It's just complete, and it's a step backwards in just every fucking way. And a lot of companies and things are starting to boycott North Carolina. Events are being pulled out from there, and companies are saying they're not going to set up their businesses there and things like that. And so I think this is funny, right? Because lesbians are probably the greatest source of porn in the entire world. And as a man with a healthy sex drive, I must say that I condemn, I commend the LGBT community, and especially the L part in that community, for all of their service that they've done to mankind, for creating just creating such beautiful pornography. Right. And I just think it's hilarious that X Hamster is just not going to allow anyone in North Carolina to use any of it. It's like, good for them. All right. Bruce Springsteen is pissed because Republicans keep stealing his music. So this is something that's come up. Apparently, this was, I think Ted Cruz was using one of his songs, although it could have been Kasich. Somebody, I don't know, somebody was using one of his songs without permission, and now he's all mad and everything. And, it seems like they keep, stealing his, this happened actually in the '08 election when Sarah Palin used his song without permission also, and it's like, why do they choose Bruce Springsteen? I don't understand. You'd think after he, told her 8 years ago not to use his music without permission. That's another thing. It's like, why do Republicans, they're all into intellectual property and not giving away shit for free, how come they think they could just use anybody's music that they want without fucking asking? I don't know. I think that's funny. What else? More stupid fucking celebrity news, that's the thing, celebrities in general, I'm just don't really give a shit about them. Not really. I don't really care what they think. I don't care who's naked on the internet this year. I don't care who got divorced, Apparently Megan Fox got divorced or whatever, or fucking Ben and Jerry got arrested at a fucking Democracy Spring, protest. Why is that a headline? Why is Ben and Jerry getting arrested at a protest a headline, and not the protest itself a headline? See, our priorities are fucked up in this country, What else? Hulk Hogan wins $140 million from Gawker over a sex video. Okay, that's cool. I don't know who would want to watch Hulk Hogan, a Hulk Hogan sex video. Unless he's doing he's doing the big boot. Sorry. I just had this visual of, this visual in my head of a naked Hulk Hogan wrestling around and doing pile drivers. Oh my god. Wrestling is gay anyway. I don't know what the attraction of wrestling is. It's just, I think I've said this in my other video too, just two fucking sweaty guys rolling around and anyway, that's funny. What else? Let's wrap this up. The stupid fucking OJ knife. I don't know if you guys remember that, about 3 weeks ago or so. A cop got a knife from a guy who was doing construction on OJ's house, old house from, the 90s. And he found this knife, and instead of turning it into evidence, he hung onto it like a trophy and wanted to get it engraved and shit. And then finally it came out that this guy had this knife, and it was on the news 24/7 for fucking 4 days straight. Everybody talking about this fucking knife, and is there more evidence? And did OJ really do it? And all this other bullshit. And then it, it's like, oh no, it doesn't prove anything. Why? Because it sat in a drawer for 20 years with a guy fucking polishing it and shit. And then there's no DNA evidence on it or anything besides it's a wrong kind of knife. And it's like, the whole thing was just BS. Just fucking stupid bullshit to fill the 24/7 news cycle. It's like, ah, God, how the fuck do people watch shit like this? The thing is, it's on TV at work. At my job in the office, they have this big TV, and you can't get away from it. It's like, ridiculous. And so I'm forced to watch this stupid shit. Hey. One more thing, okay? The stupid fucking terrorist iPhone debacle. I'm sure you guys remember this too. The last 3 or 4 weeks or so. There was a phone that the FBI got from the 2 San Bernardino shooters, who were homegrown domestic terrorists, and they wanted to see if there was any other plans on the phone and blah blah blah, and Apple wouldn't open it, and then it turns out they didn't need Apple's help to begin with, and they just paid some fucking company to hack it for them. And it's like, well, how come you guys didn't do that in the first place? Here's the thing, right? Because I could see Apple's Apple's stance in this is that, well, we have to unlock everybody's phone, which if that's true, then they're 100% right in refusing that to cooperate, because That would just fucking destroy their credibility as far as their customers go. But, you know, the government does have a right to, you know, if they come with a warrant, right, like they should for searches like this, they should be allowed to do the search. I mean, you know, it's a legitimate thing, right? So it's a legitimate search as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this is a phone that belonged to fucking homegrown terrorists, right? So, you know, I can see both sides of the aisle, but I think the government was over pushing it a little bit because they wanted a broad, you know, they basically wanted a backdoor into iPhones so that they can unlock anybody's phone, which is bullshit. So I'm glad that Apple stood their ground. But then it turns out they didn't need it to begin with, and they just hired some fucking like hacker company to just hack it. It's like, well, they should have just fucking done that, you know? And here's the thing, it's like, how come they don't have this capability to begin with? You know, I'm very happy that they don't get me wrong, you know, the privacy advocate in me says, you know, I'm glad that they can't open your iPhone without outside help. But at the same time, like, why are we paying all these fucking people all this money, right? They can't even guess a goddamn password. I mean, how many, like, you know, letters is there in a fucking iPhone thing? I don't even know. Like, I have an Android, you know, my PIN number is 4 numbers long. You know, how many possible combinations could there be? I'm sure they have some kind of computer that can run through them all. I don't know. I'm no expert at this shit, so I have no idea. But the whole thing just turned out to be a farce in the first place, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's all bullshit. Everyone is insane. Adios.